Hello, this is the TradeSite U.S. Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Wednesday, the 15th of April, 2020. Hope you had a good trading day. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract as the market finally broke back out to highs of the last month or so on Tuesday after being closed Friday and having a fairly limited negative day on Monday across the board, with the exception of Amazon, which has been going crazy. We'll take a look at that in a minute. That's pretty much carrying the Nasdaq side. Let's go through the major daily charts, then we'll look at the intraday action. Crude oil was down, closed down near 2084, and slipped just right to that 20 level once again. Quite remarkable. Gold down $19.10, but basically at all-time highs. So the S&P cash, remember, gap up was a big piece of it here. Got the Fibonacci retracements up here. So this is the purple line is the 50%. We had kind of ran into that on last Thursday. Like I said, closed Friday. Monday rolled over, and now we've gapped over it. And then you've got the 62% up above that still to come, which is a common number to go back to after you get big dips in the market. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq side's already gotten to the 62% area and closed actually above it, which is kind of interesting. The SOX closes up 72. By the Nasdaq was up 359 points. The SOX up 72.08 takes it back to the static trend line from the move down, so that's also a target. Biotech's up 127.27, leaping near highs. Obviously, the biotech industry getting a lot of attention right now. Somebody needs to come up with some drugs and things, don't they? Russell 2000 up 25 points, still struggling badly. The VIX continues to retreat. We have puts on the VIX as it's broken back under 40, back under the red static trend line here, down $3.41 today. So that trade working for us. The trend closes at 1.71, a high reading on the trend. Puts the 10-day moving average just at 1.03, which is pretty much not a signal. Nasdaq volume was 3.75 billion, back up from the lighter volume Monday. That was because Europe was closed on Monday. Advanced decline ratio on the Nasdaq, which was negative on Monday, is positive today, plus 1380, 1361, and on the New York it's plus 1484. So more stocks up, obviously up than down. Now, here's where you can see the real story. This is why the Nasdaq's moving. Google up $54.82 on the session. Apple, big move for Apple. The stock doesn't usually move quite this much in a day now. 1380. A lot of it was the gap. Netflix up 16.83. We've talked about how Netflix, what a breakout on Monday there. Netflix is obviously a stock that's the only pure streamer out there. People stuck at home. It's good for Netflix as long as the internet doesn't break. Amazon, that's the interesting one. 2 huge days in a row, up 260 points in 2 days, up $114.45 on Tuesday. So again, this stock leading, and it's so much of the Nasdaq is just weighted to Google, Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Tesla, which is up $58.94. So that accounts for the big 300-point plus gain in the Nasdaq, even if a lot of stocks didn't really do that much. Facebook up $3.38. Goldman Sachs, we made some money on the short side of this early on Tuesday, but it closed down 95 cents for the day. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 4 cents, which is nothing, still holding up closer to highs, and the Dow Jones up 558 points. Now, when we look at the intraday action on the charts here, we got 5-minute candles from the ES. You can see a huge piece of this was the gap. We, in fact, only closed about 20 points higher on the ES than where we opened. So when the S&P gains 84 points, a big chunk of that is the gap, obviously, here. And on the Nasdaq side, another gap and push higher. But again, we talked about the few stocks that actually caused that gap. Caused that move in the Nasdaq. It's not like it's really a lot of stocks moving up significantly. In terms of economic data on Wednesday, we've got retail sales and Empire State Manufacturing Index an hour before the bell, capacity utilization and industrial production at 9:15, business inventories and the NAHB housing market index at 10, crude oil inventories at 10:30, Bayes book at 2, and tick long-term purchases at 4. And don't forget, this is options expiration week on Friday, which means if you're going to get an options unraveling move, it usually would be on Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. They might hold them longer right now just because of all the risk that's out there in the market and a lot of the stuff we're still seeing. So, right now it seems like there's a bit of a short squeeze on some of these stocks as people try to get. I think that explains a lot of what's going on in Amazon and Tesla. Again, Tesla had that going before the market rolled over. So I think we're seeing a little bit of that. People feeling like the Fed liquidity is going to protect and create a bottom. we'll see if that really pans out. But for right now, I think that's the tone of the market. It doesn't change what we do. We trade. So we'll continue to do that, and we will have one more market preview for the week on tomorrow night. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading Wednesday.